Hey folks, here we are once again, one more week. Your Canadian Info Wrangler coming at you through the power of the interwebs with One Byte Linux reviews. This week we're reviewing a distro called MX Linux. Now, if y'all watched my video from a few days ago, you'll see that I installed it on my laptop. My laptop is an old one. If any of you care to look it up, it's a Samsung R580. It's about 16 years old, I guess. Maybe 17. I looked it up the other day, and I think it was 2008 it came out, something like that. So that would make it about 17 years old. And it was an amazing laptop in its day. It's got an Intel Core i3 330M processor. It's got an NVIDIA CUDA, I believe it is, 320M. That's a dedicated video card, not an onboard video. That one has, I think, a gig or maybe 2 gigs of its own RAM. The laptop itself had 3 gigs, but I upgraded it to 4. I put in two 2 gig sticks. Took out the one 3 gig stick. And it originally came with a 300 gig hard drive. I now have, I believe I've got a terabyte SSD in there now. And yeah, so I upgraded the hard drive, I upgraded the RAM, and put a new battery in it a couple of years back. And I've been running Mint on it for the last couple of years, Mint 20. And when I upgraded to Mint 22, it seemed to get a little sluggish. So I'm, kind of leaning on the idea that Mint got a little more resource intensive from 20 to 22, and that's just a little too much for this laptop. I'm not sure if I'll ever find a distro lightweight enough to work on such old hardware. But MX Linux looks pretty cool, and it seems to be doing all right so far, but I've noticed if I get into anything resource intensive, especially like GIMP or anything like that, it kind of seems to get a little slow in its responsiveness. But as you can see, we've got it installed here. Now, you can't see the taskbar, and that's because of the resolution. It's got an odd resolution to it. It's a 1360 by 1280, something like that. Or no, it wouldn't be by 1280. There you go. 1360 by 768. There we go. You don't see that, but I do. I could show you that. I could show you that in just a moment. If I can get my mouse to cooperate with my hand. No, that's not it either. There we go. See? 1360 by 768. So it's kind of an odd resolution, and I think that's why we're not seeing the taskbar. But the taskbar is there. I just have to go down to it, and there's the menu. So as you can see, you can, like I said, you can't see the taskbar, but the taskbar is very similar to Windows. It's across the bottom. You've got your clock in the right-hand corner. You've got active device icons in the system tray. And then over to the left of the taskbar, you've got your menu button. What else have we got here? Menu button, environment switcher, settings, terminal, and Firefox all pinned to the taskbar. And I am not a fan of Firefox. Therefore, I usually download and install Brave. See, now, I just told it to launch Firefox. That took a while. Okay, there it is, but that took a while. But we don't want Firefox right now. What we want is system, I believe. Let's see, what have we got here? Okay, nothing in system. What about utilities? Okay, so it's got to have a name that I'm not familiar with then. What I'm looking for is our software manager. That's not it. Interesting. MX package installer, that looks like what I want. Yeah, now we're talking. Browsers. And there's Brave. And install. Oh, that's right. I have no internet connection on this laptop. Because for some reason, none of the Linux distros that I've tried on this laptop will detect the Wi-Fi. And I don't have an extra wired connection here in this office. So no Wi-Fi means laptop have no internet. So we won't be downloading and installing any packages. Now, I've had a chance to play around with this for a little bit. And this is the XFCE desktop environment. It's not KDE. XFCE, from what I understand, I've never used it before, but it's more lightweight than KDE. So, it does look a lot like Windows. It does have that familiar feel to it. And, you know, I think if you're switching from Windows, XFCE wouldn't be the worst choice of desktop environment for you. Cinnamon would probably be the best choice, but Cinnamon only really comes with Mint because it's made by the Mint developers. But KDE is probably the desktop environment that you really want if you're switching from Windows. But XFCE will do in a pinch. And a pinch is what we're in because, this laptop has very old hardware, and so we're limited in our options of what we can install on it, because most of the Linux distros that are really good for beginners switching from Windows, most of them are a little too resource intensive for this laptop to run smoothly. I think MX is running a little slow on the laptop, but I don't think it's doing too bad. As you can see, the time is set. Well, the time is set correctly, 03:22 p.m. Yeah, that's correct. Let's see what we've got here. Well, we've got the GIMP. That's always good. We've got KTorrent. That's all right. KTorrent is a torrent client that you use for downloading files from various sources. Some people might use it for piracy of movies and such, but that's not its intended use. Torrenting is, it can be faster than straight downloading from a website, because you're getting it from, when you're torrenting, you're getting it from several different users at the same time, and that can help speed things up. And there's good reliability with torrenting as well. So that's a good application to have. VLC Media Player is another really good one to have, and it includes a lot of the audio and video codecs that aren't automatically included in most Linux distros. Then we have MX Tools. What have we got in here? We got our disk manager, that's good. Format USB. MX boot options. MX boot repair. Okay, network assistant, package manager. I would like to give this a fuller review, because what with not having an internet connection on the laptop, I can't really give you the fullest review possible. NVIDIA driver installer. Well, that's interesting. Not that that'll work without an internet connection either, but let's see what it says. Wants my password first of all. Bum 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 bum. Let's say no. Your card is only supported by older legacy drivers which are not in any current Debian suite. Yeah, that's no surprise. I'm kind of biding my time here. until that second computer arrives. Once I've got that, these reviews will be different, because this laptop is really old hardware. The PC that I'm getting that's on its way to me right now is not nearly as old as that, and should be more capable of running our distros with less issues, fewer issues. That's grammatically correct. So for today, this is MX Linux. Do I think it's a good OS for somebody switching from Windows? There's my one byte review. I think it can be. If it's a person who's willing to learn a little bit. Not that there's much of a learning curve here at all, but I think there's a bit more of a learning curve than there is with, say, Mint. But really, the only learning curve is just getting used to the fact that your applications don't have the same names as they have in Windows. But most of them are there. And if they're not there, you just have to go to the software manager and download them. So yeah, that's not a problem. It does present a little bit of a learning curve. People who are just used to Windows are going to have to get used to something a little different. But once you do get used to where everything is in the menu, it's really not hard to figure out where you're going. I mean, you've got a Firefox browser for one thing. Most Windows users probably are, I hope not, but probably are using Microsoft Edge. So, it's a different browser going to Firefox, but it still does the same thing. And I think if a switching user had a friend who knew a little bit more about Linux, just to help walk them through a few things, like finding their internet browser, finding their email client, things like that, just walk them through a few little things when they first get it installed, I think it could be just fine. And MX Linux is a little more lightweight than Mint, and just like Mint, it works very well on older hardware. My only complaint, I guess you could say, is that I still don't have Wi-Fi. So I have to find a distro that's going to support my Wi-Fi out of the box. And Mint did in version 20, but then when I installed 22, it did not pick up Wi-Fi during installation. It didn't pick up a Wi-Fi adapter. So that's a problem for me now with this laptop. But it won't be a problem with the new PC when it comes in. So, I guess for now, I'm going to end this video. And I was going to look through some of the applications here and suggest a few that could be added, but without having an internet connection, I can't really do that. So, unfortunately, we're just going to end the video here. And, not right here, but we're going to end the video in a moment here. And I might have another one for you within the next day or two. I'm not really sure. It depends on how I feel. Sometimes I really feel like shooting a video, and I just get up and find something to talk to you about. So, that might happen over the weekend. If it does, cool. Hopefully you like it. So for now, God's willing, Daffy Duck willing, we'll see y'all in the next video. Ciao for now.